A Humble Soul, we checking back in, man. Another exclusive. We in Indianapolis right now. Got a little Billy in front of the camera. What's going on with you, bro?
Yes. What's happening, bro?
Love and loyalty.
For sure.
What that mean, man?
Love and loyalty, exactly.
Because we in the spot right now. This your store. We in right now.
Yeah, we're in my store right now. So it's love and loyalty apparel. But love and loyalty means just what it says. So it started as a group of like-minded individuals who are all about love and loyalty and just in the streets, but we all loved each other. We all showed love and we were all loyal to each other throughout different situations. So we put something together that's never been done in Indianapolis history. So we aligned with other people from other neighborhoods who were like-minded just like us. So basically who stood on the same morals and principles we did of love and loyalty, through whatever hardship, through whatever rich you were, through whatever, just there for each other, like a brotherhood.
Man, as much as you're comfortable with sharing, to a certain extent, is it like a clique?
It started as a clique. Now it's businesses, but yeah, it started as a clique. But then it stretched. So a definition of a clique is something small. Now it stretched throughout our whole city. So I guess it's more of a, I don't know, what would you call it?
No, I'm asking you. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know you don't want to put a gang on it. You can say it's like a family.
Yeah.
Or a brotherhood.
Yeah, it's a brotherhood because you ain't got to be negative. You could be positive. You could just be a good man, and you could be part of love and loyalty. It's I wouldn't call it a gang or a clique.
No,
it's a family.
Sure. And the only reason I asked you that is because on the outside looking in, when people see a large group of black people or minorities in a certain type of area, they can kind of get labeled,
We definitely did. We definitely been through that.
That's why I was asking you that. But,
okay.
But man, take it from the top. First time on the platform. I was asking around who would be some dope people to chop it up with in Indianapolis. And your name came up first.
For sure.
I did my research and I saw that you got a dope story behind you.
Yeah. For sure.
So it'll be dope for my viewers. To get an insight, get a look into your life. So just jumping it off from the beginning, man. What section of the Indianapolis of the city that are you coming from?
I'm from Kenwood. I'm from 36 in Kenwood. That's the middle of the city. My neighborhood really divides the city. So we're a street meridian runs through my neighborhood, and that separates the east from the west. As we grew in love and loyalty and expanded, we started calling it Crown Hill section because it was all about unity. So we ended up clicking up with all the neighborhoods surrounding the cemetery. That's probably 10 blocks. So 10 blocks north, 10 blocks south, we clicked up like that. So now we call it Crown Hill section.
Crown Hill section.
Yeah, Crown Hill section. That's a cemetery.
And when I was doing my research, Crown Hill is where a mobster, a famous mobster, John Dillinger.
John Dillinger,
is buried at. His grave is in. Is one of your videos there?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
A lot of my videos gonna be in the cemetery.
I've seen you in the cemetery. Why are you at the cemetery, man?
I don't know. I love the cemetery. I got some good brothers in that cemetery. So John Dillinger ain't the only famous person in there.
I'll talk about that, man.
I got a few partners in that cemetery. Leon Pepper, C. Murder from Outpost. It's some legends from Indianapolis in that cemetery. So I don't know. I just feel comfortable in there.
So when you shared those two people's names, so who were they prior to that passing? And were they in the streets or?
Yeah. So Leon Michael Pepper, that's the person who got me rapping. LP. He's one of the first young dudes around here who was really stepping. So he used to he just all this drill hole type of shit. That was the lane he was in. So he used to just catch bodies, beat them, catch bodies, beat them, come home, do the same thing. So he was a legend around here. He was known don't fuck with him. And then C. Murder, he's from Far East Side, but he was a legend like that. He was putting it down. He had paper. He was rich. He had cutlass, drop cutlasses, all the jewelry, all the bitches. He was a legend around here. So to us, they as big as John Dillinger.
Man, that's deep, man. That's deep. So stuff like that doesn't bother you, like death or the dead?
Hell no.
Is that something that you think about?
Nah, not really. I got faith. So faith brought me through a lot of very serious situations in my life. I've been in the streets since I was 12 years old. So that fear of death and shit, that's probably when you growing up or something. You know, it's like once you learn how to hoop, it just becomes your shit. And you ain't worried about the competition. You ain't worried about who you playing against. You ain't worried about none of that. So in the streets, like I've been doing this so long, death is just a part of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look at it as nothing bad. I look at it as a celebration. It's a homegoing celebration.
Guess that's a different perspective to have on it, man.
Yeah, like it's everybody got to die.
Man,
So
I feel like personally, me, like witnessing more people pass away recently, like just in my life, I think about it more than I used to.
Okay.
So it's interesting you say the exact opposite because you was around it early.
And it's a word I learned in the feds, right? But we'll get to me doing the fed time and shit. Civilians. So when you do this and this is what you do, death is like a part of the job. You embrace it and you get through it. You know how you, like, when you don't know how to swim, you scared as fuck of getting thrown in the water. And once you get in there, it just is what it is.
Right.
So that death shit just, I don't know, it just basically goes away.
No, for sure.
You just embrace what it is.
No, for sure. I mean, taking it from the top though. So you said Crown Hill section.
Crown Hill section, middle of the city.
2-parent household. Like, what was the environment like for you?
Well, my mom and dad were separated, but my mom and dad were best friends. My mom and dad were both from the streets. They both sold drugs. So it was only naturally that I'd be in the streets. They bred me like to sell shit and earn my own money. So when I was little in the 6th, 5th grade, I used to sell candy. Then after selling candy, my dad taught me how to shoot dice. But my dad only knew how to shoot dice because my mama taught him. So it was like I was raised to just be a hustler and get it on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I saw that, correct me if I'm wrong, that although that your parents was in the streets, that your grandma like showed you about selling weed or something?
Yeah, my grandmother taught me to...
she was in the streets too?
Yeah. My grandmother taught me to sell weed when I was 8. So she used to bag it up, get all the bags, and back then it was big bags. Those big storage freezer bags that now pound bags come in. She used to tie them all up, and my job used to be to cut them and run them down to the cars they pulled up. So shit, I don't know, my family just came from hustlers.
At that age, was it really registering, like, what you were doing? Did you know that you was hustling or assisting in hustling?
Nah, hell nah. I was just doing what my grandmother said do.
And did you have a bankroll at that age? Was you getting paid for helping her out?
I was a spoiled kid. You know how it be when both of your parents hustlers. You know, you get all the Jordans and all the clothes and jewelry and shit.
So coming up, you weren't bullied or teased or nothing like that?
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, you get teased for having shit in the ghetto. That make it even worse. You the spoiled kid. So yeah, you know how that go. And so that's kind of like how I became as I got older, grew into who I became. Because of all this trauma that I carried over from a little kid. So I just used to be like, all right, I'm going to get my own shit. All right, they look at me like I'm spoiled. I'm going to show them that I can do more than they can do. And it just all snowballed into who I am today.
Like, earliest memories of just going through, like, the whole bullying tease where people taking your stuff, like robbing you and all of that, or like, what was going on?
Nah.
Beating you up, jumping you, what?
Nah, I just used to get teased because I had shit. So, you know, it's something like I ain't never get bullied and beat up and shit like that.
Right.
Our neighborhood was more like unity. But at the same time, I had shit that they couldn't get. So, you know, they felt some type of way about it. You spoiled. Oh, you only got this because your grandma and your daddy and shit like that.
Right.
All right, you won't get down like we'll get down. You feel me? They go steal bikes and shit. I don't got to steal a bike. I got a bike. But,
So.
Yeah, nah, you cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nah, yeah, I was just curious when you were saying that you get teased for being in the ghetto with stuff, but at the same time, I know if you in school or something like that, like you looked at like the cool kid to some people, I guess hated on by others though. You know?
So in our neighborhood, it was like, I don't know, you know how it's like envy. So we got love for you, but it's still a little envy. But in school, like, we was them guys. Because my schools that I went to were right in my neighborhood. So I went to a middle school that was right smack dab in the middle of my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So we were looked at as popular. Like, we walked to school, we right around the corner. We getting money already. I'm gambling, I got candy and shit.
Yeah.
I was cool.
No, so what middle school? What schools did you go to in Indianapolis?
I went to damn near every school in Indianapolis. I went east, west, north, south. I went to Short Ridge Middle School. I went to Forest Manor Middle School. I went to Catholic schools growing up. I went to School 67, that's far west side in Hallville. Okay. I went to Northwest, far west side in Hallville. I went to Broad Ripple High School in the middle of the city, and I went to Lawrence North, that's the far east side. So I went all around. We used to move around a lot.
Oh, so it wasn't because of your conduct, like you was getting in trouble. It was more so just your parents bouncing around?
My last high school I got kicked out of, but really it's because my mama used to move around a lot.
Like, man, honestly, like, what type of student were you in school?
I'm a good student, great student. I love learning. Yeah. I was an A student.
You were an A student? Yeah. Straight A student?
Yeah.
What was your favorite subject?
Language arts.
So you always been in the writing?
Always been in the writing, poetry, reading comprehension, shit like that. Yeah.
So what age we talking about you first started like putting the pen to the paper then?
Probably about 10. I've always wanted to deal with music forever.
No, even with the poetry and all of that too.
I wrote my first book in 2nd grade.
Your first book? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's dope.
Yeah, I always been a nerd, bro.
Hold on. What is a 2nd grader writing about?
I wrote about how much I liked my mother. I wrote about who I looked up to. I remember I wrote about Martin Luther King. I was doing speeches and plays and shit in the 2nd grade. Yeah, I always excelled as a student. I was in minority engineering programs. Yeah. Dang.
So if you didn't take the route that you took, quote unquote, in the streets, what do you think you would have done?
I always wanted to be a chemical engineer.
Oh, so how you from language arts to so that's more like it's like science.
Yeah. Language arts was just my favorite thing to do. Like I love reading comprehension. I love writing. Writing is my favorite. Like I love it. I always loved it. Right. But the chemical engineering shit just came into play because they said that's what make all the money.
No, I feel you. I used to want to be an engineer, man. My uncle
was trying to get the cheese. Yeah. They used to tell us all the time, engineers make 100,000. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be an engineer.
Man, I used to be the same way. My uncle, he's a aerospace engineer.
Okay.
And my aunt, she's an engineer. They're married. Yeah. They both worked at NASA in Huntsville, and I saw like how they was living compared to how we was living in Tennessee. I was like, man, that's something I want to pursue, but I didn't have a real passion. I was just thinking about the money, though.
Yeah.
You know. So.
And it was majority the money, but as I went to little programs and we started experimenting and doing the little shit that you would do, I like that too.
Oh, okay. So around what age did things start to go left for you?
Really, I don't know. I've been hustling since I was 12. Like, I got caught with my first drugs in my pocket by my mother and father when I was 12. So I always just been good at both things. So I loved learning and I was a good student, but the whole time I was hustling. So I used to get good grades just so I can go sell dope when I got done. So you know how your parents be like, if you make good grades, you can go over your uncle's house and ooh. I made sure I made good grades so I can go over there and hustle.
So what was the situation behind them finding drugs in your pockets at 12? Like, what happened?
I had went to school and I bought a double up, and I think I gave him probably like $300, and he gave me like 70 packs. So 70 packs, I think they were $10 or $20 rocks then. So I would have made double, and I just had so many I couldn't keep up with them all, and I guess I had left them in my pocket. I don't know, but I know I came around the corner because I used to walk from school, and I got my ass whooped in front of the whole school.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, all the walkers, you know, when people walking, there's a lot of people walking, so I got my ass whooped. But the earliest memory was 12. I remember it like it was yesterday. Tore my ass up.
So around what age? That's crazy, but that didn't like push you away from that lifestyle, though.
Hell no.
Did that make you want to do it?
I love money, and I always wanted to be independent. So since a little kid, I told you, they bred us selling candy and shit to get your own money. So it was just like the product got substituted.
But what's interesting to me is they got upset with you about that, but you got your grandma, you 8 years old, you helping move the weed. You said both of your parents, although they weren't together, they were in the streets and they were best friends, is what you said. So I'm sure they probably looking at you like, we don't want you to follow in our footsteps, but at the same time, we exposing you to it. So it's kind of like...
But you know how that black thought process is when you broke. You know, they could be showing you this every day, but they preach it to you. Don't do as I, what they say, don't do as I do as I say.
Right.
So you feel me? Like, I don't know how they feel. I know they whooped my ass. I don't know how they feel. Yeah. I got my ass whooped, but that didn't deter me. I was too deep in it. I had too much money invested by then.
At 12 years old?
Yeah, I had 350 or something like that invested in that shit. I had to get my money back.
So, man, around what age did you make, like, your first real bankroll?
I ain't sure. Probably like 15 or 16. Cause once I became like a freshman and sophomore, I was moving. I was traveling, going to different schools, gambling, and then I was hustling full time. Like had my own phone, working my own phone, getting calls with serves on there. Like I was having motion early. Yeah.
So you said like 15,
yeah,
16?
Like 15, 16.
So around what age, what do you think you had by then, like in the stash?
I had like 4 ounces, probably like 5,000. Then I had like rims on the car and shit like that. So I don't know, probably worth about 10,000, 12,000. I don't know, you know.
That ain't bad. I know it ain't legal, but did you have a real job too, or
hell no?
Always been a hustler. Was you against working for somebody else? I know you said you wanted to be independent, but were you against at that age, like getting like a little McDonald's job or anything like that?
Nah, my dad and mom, they made me get a job one time. They made me get a job at Myers. Okay. But I'm already getting paper, so going to work for $121, I remember the checks, $121 and shit. Yeah, that was like not making no sense at all.
You can make that in a day.
And I can make that in minutes. A day. $100. So I ain't from a neighborhood where you had like older people over you. I'm from a neighborhood where the young boys, we was holding it down. Like our older dudes was in jail. So we were like, it was wide open for us. We had none of that, like, you know how certain other places you had limitations on what you could do or you ain't allowed. Nah, hell nah. We held our hood down all around the board. So you made as much money as you stayed out at night to make.
Damn, like back during that time, do you remember like one of the craziest nights as far as like money wise? Like, dang, I made a profit I'll never forget. You know?
Every first through fifth, you made crazy money. So like I had a real bad gambling habit. So you know you're gonna lose, win, lose. Like, but I always just been a hustling motherfucker. So on the first through the fifth, you gonna make G's for sure.
And you stacking this or you splurging?
You know I'm splurging. I'm young.
You getting it fast, you spending it fast.
Splurging. I started hustling to buy tennis shoes. That was my whole point of wanting to hustle. I wanted every single shoe that came out. So I used to just grind and just buy shoes. I remember I was going to, what school I was going to? Northwest. I think I probably had like 80 pair of tennis shoes. I used to change shoes every day. So all the women would be like, how do you get all them shoes?
Right.
Yeah, I love tennis shoes.
What was your favorite kicks back then?
Any kick that I seen the older dudes wear. So them first pennies, the foam posits, the blue ones though, them was 180. So you know we had to get them.
Back then.
I don't care how long I had to stay out there for them. All the Webbers, all the Barclays, all the Griffeys, you know.
You know what I find surprising? You didn't say the Jordans or the Air Maxes and nothing like that. You went into that.
Nah, our hood, nah.
It's a different type of style.
So different. It depends on Indianapolis. It depends on what hood you go for. You at. That's what color you wear or what type of stuff you wear and shit like that. So we wearing dope boy shoes, Barclays, Webbers, Dion's, shit like that.
For sure. For sure.
We wearing dope boy shoes.
You still into that today, or you don't switch your style? Why? So you got the Forces on right now, so. Yeah.
I love Forces. I probably buy 2 pair a week or something. I really ain't got no style though. It just varies how I wake up and feel.
No, for sure.
So you know, some Jordans or something from back in the day might come out, and I'll be like, yeah, I got to have them.
Do you still got like all of those shoes from back then?
Nah, hell nah. I done been doing jail bits. I went to the state prison.
Yeah.
Half that shit got gave away. Went to the feds. All that shit got gave away. I'm creating a new little shoe collection now.
Okay, but you still a shoe fan, a shoe fanatic though. Oh, not like you used to be.
Not like I used to be,
Okay.
but
I'm just curious because I know I normally
I still like to be clean though.
some of the people I interview, they do like little drip checks and ask them about their fashion sense and stuff like that. So I didn't know, like, because I mean 80 pair of shoes as a youngster, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I remember just having like 2. You know what I mean? Until I got in high school. I mean, I was stacking a lot of money, but I wasn't really spending a lot though.
Yeah, nah, we blowing that shit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I had to grow up to understand to manage the money. We was blowing that shit.
No.
Blowing it.
My brother, he was like you. Yeah, he had hella shoes, man. He used to be always be fly, be fresh. You straight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. I'm just getting a little bit of backstory. So around 15, 16, did you start to lose interest in school, or did you end up? Well, you said you got kicked out, so you didn't graduate.
So I made it to my 12th grade, second semester in school.
That close.
Like I told you, school, the shit's easy. Like coming up in the inner city and the knowledge I had to maneuver through what I was doing and how I've been equipped by my parents throughout this flick.
Right.
The shit's not hard. Like schoolwork was easy. A person come here like, what? Math, do that shit. Do this shit. You feel me? Do this shit. Like I was never like, I don't know. I never disliked school. I love learning. It was just I love getting paid more. So I wasn't like spiteful to the shit. If I'm in here, I'm gonna do the shit. I'm gonna learn the shit. I'm gonna mess with different chicks who gonna help me with the shit. So yeah.
And it's interesting to hear that you were able to kind of balance the two. Because it seemed like if you accumulating or you making like money like that at an earlier age, I would assume that the average person in that environment just gonna throw in the towel and say, I'm gonna go full-fledged with the hustle.
Hell nah.
I'm just saying, like, you having that discipline.
I'm about to tell you why though. Let me tell you why. All the money in school. You got to think. I went to every school. So as I'm going to this school, these guys ain't as hip with shooting dice as I am with shooting dice. This is what I grew up doing. Like I learned this from a little bitty kid. They a little goofier. So you feel me? Now I'm putting together plays where, I come serve them. Whatever they ain't on, I'm on. Because I'm from the inner city. So we've been advanced. We've been doing this. So I link up what they don't got. And I could beat them in the crap game. So I'm on my way. Where y'all at? 4. Here I come. So, like, I don't know. I was just business savvy way back then. Like, I looked at it as opportunities. And you got to think, this is more girls. These are different girls. These ain't the West Side. I already been to the West Side girls. Now I got the East Side girls. Why wouldn't I go to school every day? Why wouldn't I get to go show off the shoes that I'm buying and the clothes that I'm buying that look fly? It was like a no-brainer.
No, that's for sure.
Ain't no way I'm about to stop this and just be stuck in the hood. All the girls at school.
And you still were able to maintain like a good GPA too?
Yeah.
In high school as well? Like middle school, high school? I know you said straight A's and, you know, like elementary though, but middle school, high school
B's,
still.
C's and shit, A's and shit.
But you never failed though?
Nah, hell nah, bro.
That's what's up, man.
Hell nah.
And that's without that parental guidance, like your parents being on you and making sure that you know.
I was advanced, bro. You feel me? I was advanced. Once I seen that this get them out my business, bro, I could do anything. You got to think in most black households, all they care about is your grades. You know, at a certain age, like, long as you ain't doing no wow, they ain't coming in finding pistols and crazy shit. They like, all right, where your report card? You come in, huh? Damn, you make honor roll again. All right, you can go on over your auntie house. Go on over your daddy in them house. Go on over your grandmother house. And they don't know. They don't know, you feel me? So you like, great, So like, I'm a thinking motherfucker. So once I found out they thinking, I don't know, like a better term. Once I find out how I can manipulate this shit that I'm on, I'm like, this is sweet. I can do this forever, keep them out my business. Keep them out my business, keep them out my business, and just keep trapping. Yep, so shit didn't go bad till I had went to Lawrence North. So Lawrence North is on the northeast side.
Okay.
And I came from Lawrence North is like a preppy school. So the schools got better as my mom and them life getting better. So this is how I worked my way all the way from that side of town all the way to this side of town.
You started on the west.
Yes.
Went to east.
Yeah.
Now north.
I started like in the middle, went to west, and then went to north and east and shit. And that happened because my mom's stature, you know, job was none. We little kids, then just jobs get better and better and better and going up. And so, boom. We end up out there. Lawrence North. My mom got her shit together. All the street shit is starting to go out the window. You feel me? She's still doing her thing, but not like how when I was young. And now she drives buses.
In that paper.
Yep, she drive buses, and we ended up at the good school. So I'm going to school. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. They had this little clique called the Get Money Clique. And they were like robbing and doing all type of shit that they don't tolerate out there. So I was fucking with them people in that clique. And it ended up getting me kicked out of school.
What happened?
They ended up doing hella robberies and getting posted all on the news. So it was just a bad thing to be associated with. And they was able to confirm that I was a part of it. And shit, kicked my ass out. I had 1 semester to go. They kicked my ass out.
Guilty by association.
Right.
So, or did you have your hands in some of the stuff at that time?
Nah, hell no. I ain't robbing no stores. I get too much money out the street. That was never my thing.
Never.
Robbing a store? Hell no. I'll rob a nigga in the hood before I rob a store. He gonna have a bankroll. I ain't never even know what was gonna be in the store, and I wasn't into that type of shit. Like, that just ain't what we do where I'm from.
So, like, what's the response from your parents when they find out you get kicked out? Like, was your mom heartbroken?
That was senior year. Yeah and no. Because you got to think, now I've been doing this for a minute. What was that, 16, 17, 18 or something? I've been doing this since I was 12 now. So, we done went through all this shit. Now I'm basically grown. So, yeah, she was kind of like, damn, whatever. So then I just transferred out of the township schools and went to IPS, like public school.
Okay.
Because you feel me, it's a step down, so I just went back
that
over.
was like a prep school.
Yeah. So we had like business, math. We had like all them special writing classes.
It's gonna look good on there.
Yeah, where you gonna be the shit. Now IPS public school got Core 40, where they just teach you regular basic shit. And so when I get over to Broad Ripple High School, that's an IPS school. Excuse me. They tried to tell me none of my credits counted because I was at like a prep school. So in that prep school, I took like business, math.
Right.
But to graduate IPS, you had to do the Core 40. So that's like basic shit.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's they don't even honor business math over there. So it's like I didn't take a math class, so they tried to tell me I gotta do an extra year.
Man, that sounds like some BS, man.
Yeah.
Did you complete it though?
Hell nah, I wasn't doing no extra year. Do an extra year for what? I could do they fucking work with my eyes closed. So I was like, fuck y'all then. I got too many serves in the daytime anyway. And I
So
quit.
you said through in the towel. You made it to the 12th grade and just
second semester.
Almost there.
5 weeks or whatever it is, yeah.
Did that cause you to fall out with that clique, that crew, or were you still cool?
Nah. Them was still my guys. Still my guys to this day.
Man, you mentioned this multiple times about just the transition, like the shooting dice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that, like you said, that can be an addiction.
Right.
And people can, like you said, make a lot of money, but lose just as much or even more.
Right.
At what age did you figure out it was a problem for you?
You want to know the truth? So, my dad is a gambler. I remember the exact year. So, I was older though. I was probably like 2000. What year was that? I don't know. I was a grown man. But one day I was in the backyard and I was in my neighborhood. These are people who grew up with me my entire life. And my dad was back there and we was all gambling. And I had one of my good partners with me. R.I.P. Boo, he dead now. He ended up getting killed later on that same summer.
R.I.P. to him, man.
And we gambling. And me and my dad, I don't know how we ended up shooting against each other, but we arguing and debating. So a play happened where I got a lot of money down. And I ended up getting beat. And I was so mad that I wanted to rob the whole dice game.
And your dad there.
Yeah, and my dude on the side of me, he like, I'm about to jack their ass. And I'm like, fuck it. And when I had that thought, that's when I knew shooting dice wasn't for me no more. Because I had a total disregard for whoever was out there.
And how much money did you lose for you to be thinking like that? Was it even worth it?
It was more the conversations that, the different people were saying.
Oh.
Then I'm arguing with my dad, so, this is some father-son shit, but outsiders is getting involved in the father and son shit. So, you know, it's making me like 30 times madder at them because I can't do nothing to my dad. So he wasn't going to rob my dad, but everybody else could have got robbed. And we don't move like that in my hood. We was like a family, you feel me? So I started having thoughts that wasn't even the right type of thoughts. So I knew it was time to give it up.
But you say you were an adult by then. So
yeah, I was an adult.
Okay. But if you could just estimate, like how much, or guesstimate, like how much you think you won off of gambling, how much you think you lost?
I lost more than I won. Yeah. I'm a guy, like, I'll pull up shooting with the little youngsters from the hood. We shooting for dollars, and they got $10, and I'll lose $400.
Huh?
Yeah.
I thought you said you was good at it, though.
I am good at it, but the shit don't mean nothing to me. Like, you know, I'm going to hustle. I get money hustling, so it was like, for sport. I never was gambling for, like, it was never my hustle.
Like to come up, yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a sport. So, you know, like, as you get older, you learn some people, this is what they do.
Exactly.
And then you learn some, like, I was a person who did it for sport.
Okay.
Like, I just liked to do it, but I always banked on hustling, so it didn't even matter what I lose. I'm going to get it right back any fucking way.
The reason I was asking you that, I was curious to know if there's any, like, little game you could drop on the people who may be interested in gambling. Not promoting gambling at all, but I'm just saying, like, is there, like, an art to it?
Yeah, for some people. That's what I'm telling you. So some people that I'll be gambling with, this is what they do. Like, it's arts to this shit, and then it's people who just hustle. And then it's people who don't even get involved in games that they can't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's levels to gambling, bro.
Can you break it down, man? I mean, cause hold on. Cause
it's so when I was telling you earlier, when I go on a certain side of town, I know I can beat them because of the gift of gab and the things I know that they don't know about the dice, the combinations of it. You feel me? It's people who really do this for bread and meat. And then there's some people who do this just for the sport of it.
It's like recreation.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to put it in specific words.
Yeah, I'm curious because it's like you just throwing dice.
Yeah, it's a gambling.
What's the, you know what I'm saying? Is it a certain way you supposed to roll them? You know what I'm saying?
It's certain combinations you can put on the dice, bro. Like, some people do this shit. They know if you put this and this together, it's going to roll out this.
For real?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's people who really, really do this, bro.
You know people like that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
They make like bank rolls off of gambling.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's people who don't even shoot the dice. Feel me? It's levels to this shit, bro. It's levels to that shit. And I don't know. I just know my attitude, like what I had became in the streets and how I started thinking and shit. I just knew that shit wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you, yeah.
Nah, hell nah.
Like being a hustler, you know, they say not to, you know, use your own supply.
Right.
Did you ever fall into that?
What?
Getting high? Like, so say if you sell, I don't know what you were selling. What was you selling? What were you?
I was selling fucking everything.
Everything.
Anything that made some money.
You talking about like hard? Like, I mean,
yeah.
All of that green.
Yeah, anything that made some money.
Were you a smoker? Did you smoke?
Yeah.
Did you shoot? I mean, you ain't do nothing. You ain't never fall in nothing.
I started like as I got older. I started doing like lean and pills and shit. Yeah.
But but around like the coming of age years, like your teenage years and all of that, like you pretty much stayed clean.
Smoke weed.
But that's it.
Yeah. And then I stopped smoking weed. It made me too paranoid. So after I started doing so much shit in the streets, every time I smoked weed, it made me paranoid. So I stopped smoking that.
For you to be able to maintain that type of lifestyle successfully, you know what I'm saying, before you got caught up, we get to that part, like what would be some of the keys to success, you know, as far as like being a good hustler and maintaining a good hustle?
Learn from people before you. So a lot of me not getting high was because I was surrounded by people who I seen fail from getting high. For a long time, I had never tried like pills and shit because some of my best friends used to get high off pills and then be slipping and get caught with drugs and guns and shit. So for a long time, I just watched other people and did exactly opposite the dumb shit that they did. So you feel me? When I see people getting so high they discombobulated and this happened, he gets shot. Or I see him get so high that he fell asleep and his sack was on him. The police get up on this car and find the sack. It's not hard to be like, I don't want to do that.
That's one thing. What about the money management?
Money's management come with time for some people. So I didn't really have no like person like over me, no big brother or, you know, like no OG who I really looked up to, like manage your money. Like as I told you, we were the young niggas, we controlled our shit. Our OGs were already in prison and shit. So money managed for me just came over time. It wasn't like do this and say this and hustle a little more than this. Some shit come with experience. A person can tell you something all fucking day, but you got to go down your path. You got to go down and get it.
No, okay, so learning from people before you, or
learning from people before me, that's what I personally did.
Or learning from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for you as far as like being successful.
Yeah, hell yeah. Learning from other people what not to do and what to do. What worked for them, what didn't work for them.
Man, like, you know, with that type of lifestyle too, it can get violent.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It can get stressful. All of that, man. Like, when did you start encountering like those types of problems?
Right. When I was a little kid, I was experimenting violence. When I used to sit on the porch with my grandmother, the first time I really came in my neighborhood, 5 people got killed when I first even really started going over my grandmother's house. So my neighborhood was one of the first neighborhoods where like violence is taught to you. You get raised up on this. Like, this is how we get our point across. Don't never let nobody play you like this. If they do this. We were bred like this. It's certain secrets that we learned from my neighborhood that were passed down from gangsters before us.
No, for sure. So you said so from a youngster though.
Yeah.
Like, what about you personally though? Like, did you get into some crazy, not nothing too crazy? I mean, but something you could, like a crazy story you could share. That's why. Hey, I had to think about how I want to word this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or something, you know. Go ahead.
Coming from our neighborhood, bro, you got to get down. Like, you got to get down. So that shit probably came like 15, 16. As soon as you really like, this is what I'm on. I'm going to be a hustler.
Ain't no turning back.
In our neighborhood, a gun come with that. Somebody play you like this, bust their ass. That's what you get taught. That's what you get bred. That's what you see. So I told you, I was 12. I used to be on the porch with my grandmother. This is before the weed and shit. This probably like right before. This probably how she worked her way up. This was a whole different time. I was probably like 8, 9. And she used to send me to the corner store to get her cigarettes. Cool Filter King, longs.
Ain't no way.
I swear. Go around there and get my cigarettes. So I'm like, all right, I get the money. And go around there. As I'm walking around there, she lived on 35th. Kenwood, I used to have to walk to 36 in Capitol. So a whole block, I go around the corner, go the long way, go down there. Going in between there, you're going to see yellow tape. You're going to see niggas getting popped. See all type of shit. Get the cigarettes, come back like ain't nothing happened. So we was introduced to violence very early. Outside my grandmother's house on the corner, all the dope boys used to hang right outside her house on the corner.
Literally.
Yeah.
That didn't bother you or intimidate you?
Hell no. I used to be looking out the window like, I'm going to be out there with them. Look how he's sagging his pants. He got on them Webbers. He got gold teeth. Wait till I get out there with him. He got a mouth full of dope. So this is when people used to put their packs in their mouth. You feel me? I used to be like, I'm going to be just like them. Yeah. Can't wait to get outside with them.
So I'm not too familiar with the culture in Indianapolis when it comes to like that, but you got goals in my. Those permanent?
Yeah.
Like, when is you first? You just mentioned like you seeing people with goals in their mouth. I'm thinking like that's a Southern thing. You know
a lot of people think that. In the feds, they used to ask me, was I from Florida or somewhere? But nah, that's an Indianapolis thing. Indianapolis love gold teeth. And I think it's St. Louis love gold teeth. Like, that's where we go get our gold teeth from, St. Louis. So it just...
When you first started putting the goals in your mouth?
I used to get snatch outs. I think I was probably a freshman. So we all start young and get the ones you could pop out. And then once you start getting money, you get your permanence. It's like a badge of honor. As you level up, get your grills.
So that means something. So if somebody see you with those that's from Indianapolis, they can automatically assume something. Or was it a certain like little dicky fit or something you got on with it or something, or a certain type of jewelry? Oh, you got the fit.
We dickied up, man. Yeah. That's my costumes out.
Just a quick, man. I mean, let them know what you rocking right now with the jewelry and all of that too, man.
AP, Rolly, Cubans. Bust down link. It's nothing, man. Nothing. Look, nothing.
You said it's a light day?
Yeah, it's applesauce to a boss. Yeah, this shit ain't nothing.
How much is that like on your wrist right there?
I ain't sure, bro.
You said an AP and a rollie.
Yeah. I ain't even sure.
And you got the change too.
Should be coming out the streets. Buy from different niggas when they fuck up they pay. Some of it come from robberies. Buy from my little niggas when they hitting licks.
No, for sure.
Some of it come out the store.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Nah. You always been in the jury too?
Yeah.
I know you mentioned the shoes.
Yeah.
You said you had the gold, so you always been in the jury too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Herringbone days. I used to have herringbone.
Man, you took it back.
Yeah, I used to have all that, bro.
No, for sure. So okay, so that's that. So the transition, you said violence wasn't foreign to you from an early age.
Nah, hell nah. We grew up watching violence. We'll watch. So some of the very, very first violence I seen was so you used to have your packs of crack, you'll have them in your mouth. And a car pull up. Boom. When they pull up. So this was one guy I used to watch out the window of my granny house. Car pull up. Boom. You run down to the car, spit your packs out your mouth, put them in their hand. How much you got? Whatever they got, give it to them. So one of the first acts of violence I seen, and he put his packs in his hand. He drove out. And he drug them with him. But he got his pistol. So he's shooting and he dragging him, and he ended up crashing. And I think they both fucked each other up or something.
For real?
And that was a well-known dude around the way, so that was like one of the first acts of violence I seen.
Did he survive?
Nah, hell no, he died.
He died because when he got drugged?
Yeah. He crashed and shit.
Man, that's horrible, man.
And then like in my neighborhood, bro, when you get your first guns and shit, you looking to shoot a motherfucker. So you trying to find reasons to shoot your gun.
So fighting was never your thing?
You know, you'll fight like in the hood. Like if you from the hood, I'll fight you. But pistols is automatically introduced where I'm from. I'm from a hood that was big on robbery and shit. So pistols is automatically right off the bat. You fight in the hood. When you outside the hood, you smoke their ass. That's how you grew up.
I talked to somebody earlier. They was like, pretty much something similar. Like, man, if they got a gun on them, or if they had a gun on them, like they not doing their fighting. They said if I have a gun on me, I'm not fighting you.
Right.
He's like, I'm not arguing with you.
Right.
None of that.
Right. Napper's violent, bro. Napper's like club fights. In the hood, I'll fight you. If you one of my day ones, we can fight. But where I'm from, really, if you one of the day ones, after a certain time, you can't even fight him because he might pop you. Like our shit, our upbringing was different. You don't put your hands on nobody that you love anyway. So before we fight, we gonna discuss it. Because once you hit me in the eye and you black my shit, you think that's all right? And that ain't happening where I'm from. Not on Kenwood, we ain't raised like that.
So at this day and age, like if you got into an altercation in your hood, you couldn't just walk away from it like just being a fight.
Yeah, I could.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, if I wanted to. I could. That's a choice. Yeah. But niggas don't put their hands on me. So I can tell you that. But you always have the option. You feel me? Do whatever you're going to do.
Hey, man, the way you smiled, man, it's like, it was a little sinister, man.
Bruh, absolutely. As I told you, where we from, if I respect you, I would never put my hands on you. And that's how I move. So I can't speak for everybody for what they own, but if I respect you and I love you, bro, I would never punch you out and black your shit where you gotta go tell your wife, me and Billy got in a fight and he black my eye. I like it better where it's gangster rules involved. Because there's respect. If a nigga put their hands on me, I'ma smoke their ass. And that's the God's honest truth. Only way you'll get away with it is if you in a club. But I promise you, after that, it's up. So go get your pistol.
So you're not at a point in your life where you would just, I don't want to say turn the other cheek, but let cooler heads prevail because of like your past and just the area you come from?
I wasn't raised like that. You know, some people raised like that. We wasn't.
But you're not looking for trouble though.
Nah, hell no.
I mean, because you said when you first got you said coming up, you first get your
coming
pistol,
up, I was on that. I'm looking for trouble.
But at this point in your life,
at this point in my life, I don't even try to be in environments where this had to transpire.
You don't got nothing to prove.
Nah, I'm solidified. But I mean, you know, it still can happen. Like nobody's an exception to the rules of this shit. So I just try to stay out of high risk environments. Use all that shit they taught us in jail.
Hey, you know what's so unique though, with you being a rapper though?
Yeah.
It's almost like an expectation. Well, not you don't have to with the internet. You know, you can become a sensation online and make paper like that. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to build your foundation locally and travel and go to different clubs and different areas, you know, perform, it increases the chances of that type of stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? But if you got the right type of team with security and all of that, though, you know.
Man respects man. So I'm going to give you an example. Gucci Man, when he came to Indianapolis, Meek Mill also. These are just two people right off the top of my head. They came one deep. They hit the stage one deep. They exited the building one deep after the show.
You witnessed this personally?
Yeah. These are people I could tell you personally I seen. Anything I speak about, I ain't speaking about shit out here. I'm speaking from first person of how I feel or what I've seen. And I've been in the feds with some of the most dangerous, like the feds I was in, as we'll get to, was very, very dangerous. But if you walk and exhibit respect and give nothing but respect, that's what will be reciprocated to you. And I'm in the lifestyle. This was the life, like this is what I've been doing. But if you handle certain things certain ways, no matter where you go, man is respected. A good man is a good man, no matter if he's a gangster or he's just a family man. Like a man of respect will be respected. And a man who acting like a bitch gonna get handled like a bitch. Or if you jumping out there or you carrying yourself in a certain manner, that's what that's what's gonna come to you.
Man, I mean,
and it took me a long time to learn that.
That's real. That's real. I mean, well, you don't mention it a couple of times, so and you did some time.
Yeah.
But prior to you going away, you were already doing music.
Yeah.
So just talk about that transition or just juggling like the hustling and still, because you said earlier on, language arts, you writing poetry, you started writing music around 10, I think you said, you know, and from there, I don't know if it still was consistent or if it was on and off, but let's talk about the musical journey.
Okay. I've always did music. Always loved it. Always loved creating it. My cousin was a DJ. That's really who like introduced me to recording on computers.
What's your cousin's name?
Legacy.
DJ, so that's his name, DJ Legacy?
Nah, his name is Legacy. He started as a DJ, but he ended up getting away from there, becoming an artist.
He became a what now?
Excuse me, just a regular artist. Yep, he just became an artist, but he started as a DJ. So, you know, it's like journeys with this musical shit. So you might start off as a producer, end up a rapper. You might start off as a DJ and end up a producer, then end up a rapper. Or you might just, you feel me? You find your way around. So he just wanted to be a DJ and he bought some turntables. And this was one of my favorite cousins. He called me, like, pull up, let me show you what I got. So I come over there and he's mixing. He's mixing two records. One is Nas's Like and one is The Roots or some shit, Erykah Badu or something. And I fell in love with music right then and there. I'm like, I'm gonna be a rapper. I always grew up around rap. I told you my father was in the streets, so you know he bumping West Coast shit.
West Coast.
Silly Cell, East Coast. Silly Cell, Sebo. Just all type of music. You know, whatever was popping at the time. He bumping EPMD, all that East Coast shit. He bumping Master P, even before Master P and shit, Ghetto Boys and Suave House and all that shit. Like, he was just a connoisseur of it. So I always loved the lifestyle, how they looked, cars they drive, women they had, jewelry. I loved it. And I'm like, I'm gonna do that shit. I started rapping.
Around what age is this, you said? With your cousin and turntables and all that?
I think that was probably like, I really can't recall, bro.
Okay.
It was young, though.
Okay.
And
from there, you said, so you just started writing, or you going to the studio? What you doing?
I was writing, but as I told you, my cousin was a DJ, so he ended up grabbing a computer. He ended up learning how to record on a computer. He was like one of the first motherfuckers in this city who learned how to record on a computer.
For
like
real?
home studio with Cakewalk. So Cakewalk is the program we used to use that's like Pro Tools, but it was way back then. Yeah, so he started recording himself. Then he started recording me. He's like, Billy, you could really rap. He started recording me. Shit, from there, like I just been always making music, no matter what I was doing. Hustling, shooting, whatever. Going to jail, getting out, rapping. I'm rapping. I never stop rapping.
So around what, was there a particular song or a particular mixtape? Because I'm sure you probably doing this around like the mixtape era, when the mixtape era was hot, or maybe I guess a little bit before that, you know. Did a particular song or a particular project like make you like a local celebrity or a city?
I did a freestyle with DJ Black. DJ Black was a big artist around here because DJ Black used to DJ for 3-6 months.
That's what I was gonna do. He used to do like the chopped and screwed stuff.
Yeah.
DJ Black, I knew that sounded familiar, but I didn't know he was from Indianapolis though.
Yeah, DJ Black from there.
I wonder how he got linked up with them out in Memphis though. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that was my partner.
He still around?
Yeah, he's somewhere around here. Yep, that was my partner though, and so me and DJ Black, we always been locked in. He used to be coming through our neighborhood and shit. He had a cousin that was like from around my neighborhood, like 3 streets down, and one day he like, Billy, I heard you rap. Freestyle on this. And I'm like, bet. So I dropped the freestyle, and I'm in the streets. I told you we hustling, so I had a clique called HFBT, hustling, fucking bitches, and tricking. So we just used to hustle. We used to get all the bitches, and we used to buy the bitches everything. So so we used to like go around to all parties and schools and shit, and we'll tear up money, throw the money, buy the bitches whatever they want, just act a fool. So I didn't know then. I was like marketing and branding myself. But I just used to do this every night. Like we'd just go grind all night, make us a few thousand, come to the school event, tear the shit up, throw it around, throw it over here, throw it over there. Who your dude? Fuck him. Here, take this. Go get you what you want. And DJ Black like rap. So I get on there and I pop some shit on the tape. And it just snowballed and went all around. And I loved how that felt. So from there on out, I was really rapping then.
What was the beat that he asked you to rap on? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. And he just sent it to me. He sent it to me in my inbox probably like 4 months ago. He sent me the whole recording of the rap and everything.
For real?
Yeah.
Like listening to it as a seasoned artist now, did it sound decent?
Like, I don't know. I just laughed. As a matter of fact, I think it was, I like the way that, it was a Bone Crusher.
And that
it was one of them, I don't remember exactly who, but I remember he kept saying, because
I was about to say, he won that on the outside. You ain't talking about that.
I don't know.
What's the Bone Crusher? I know he had that
outside
one big.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know if it was that one.
I know Bone Crusher was on there because
Okay.
I keep hearing this ad lib.
Or that Grip and Grain. I remember that one too.
I rapped that shit, and that shit just basically went viral before viral. Like was all around the city. You know, Black mixtapes was like gold around this motherfucker. He was like the DJ Screw and Nap.
Yeah, I told you I knew the slow
and Screw and Nap. So it was everywhere. Everybody like, Billy, you killed that shit.
Did he chop it up or he just kept it regular?
He drag and chop.
That's what he goes, drag and chop. Yeah.
So shit, it went up.
Yeah, so from there
on that I was rapping. Yeah.
You put a project together, or was it still just like putting verses out here?
I was verses, really. I was trying to do a project, but I didn't have no patience. So I used to go to the studio. And I wouldn't even complete a whole song because I always had verses. So I go in there, hear a beat, I probably do a verse, lay a hook, and I never complete the song. All right, my phone ring, and I got to cut out. I'll leave. That shit happened for a few years. Like I just wasn't like really.
Like focused on it, committed to doing it.
Yeah, hell, no, I was hustling, I was trapping. I ain't fuck everything but trapping. That was what I made.
So were you the only one in your clique that rapped at that time?
Yeah. And then one of my partners, he ended up being able to rap good too.
Who was that? You gonna shout him out?
Nah.
Okay, for sure. At that time,
at that time we was locked in. You feel me?
For sure.
But he could rap good too, so we ended up collabing it, rapping together. But I used to have to force him to rap, man.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of shit didn't transpire since them days.
No, for sure. I respect that. So just songs, no projects. So
yeah, I was doing mainly songs.
Because I had an opportunity to check out like your YouTube channel and just doing my research, bro. Like you got multiple videos like from years ago with hundreds of thousands of views. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really recall like seeing you on I don't know, maybe I missed it, like World Star Hip Hops or anything like that, live mixtapes and stuff like that. Like, did you make it to that level, or was it more so just like putting these videos out and gaining that attention of views like that, but not really going to a major level with it?
I never even cared about going to a major level with it, because I was buying chains and cars and had all the shit they had anyway. So I never even cared about getting on World Star. I cared about being that guy around here. I never even looked at the rest of the world, honestly, till I went to Feds, as we'll get to.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah,
I was just content with what I was doing. You know, I just want to be that guy around here, as long as they respected me for rapping. But I was, majority of the time, hustling. I wasn't tripping if I make it out. I didn't really care how shit went.
So it was really just a hobby for you.
Yeah, it was a hobby. But it was like an obsession for me. You know, like I always wanted to do it, but I don't know. I never really thought about it like that.
Did you believe in yourself?
Hell yeah.
Like,
I know
think
I
that
got
you
it.
could have made it?
I know I got it. I know I got star power just from how I am. I know I got it. It was just like, I only cared about my city. I ain't give a fuck about nothing else. I swear, as long as I was that guy around here, I didn't give a fuck. I never planned on going over here to Chicago or going over here to LA or going down here to Memphis. I didn't even give a fuck. I swear I didn't. Never looked at it like that. I'm cool. I got a bag. I got 100,000. So in that videos when you see me, I had 150,000 anyway. Fuck, I need to be a rapper for. In that 100 video,
man, I want to ask you about that.
I had $150,000 at that time.
You had $150,000 back then.
Cash.
What car was that you was in?
Which a Camaro.
Like, beautiful, man.
Yeah, somebody from your way, Tennessee. I mean, somebody from out of Tennessee.
They sold it.
Oh, they was trying to buy it. He was trying to buy it.
Was that a smoker in the video, man?
Yeah, that's my friend. Yeah.
She still around?
Nope, I ain't seen her since I've been out the Feds.
Oh, okay.
That was a real good friend of mine.
Like, that was crazy, man.
Real good.
You had somebody mama in the video, man.
But as I told you, I already had 4G autos and shit when Jeezy and them was talking about it. I already had them. So it was like, leave for what? I got it right here. Like, what? My car cost $50,000. I put $50,000 in that car.
You still got that car?
Mm-hmm.
You lost it when you
Yeah, going through all that shit.
Damn, man. So let's talk about that, man. We don't mention it multiple times. So,
okay.
Was that like, so before you caught your Fed case, you did state time?
Yeah, I went to the state joint.
So around, talk about that. So around what year did things start to really go left? Because 150,000, that's a lot of money, you know.
Well, that's a little farther, so we can go back. So the state charge came about. This is when I told you I used to could look at people around me, and see they mistakes, so I wouldn't do it. So probably like 22, 23 or something when I started growing up. It was just so much was going on. This is when the streets really kicking on. The violence, the everything. You feel me? This is when I'm starting to like, the teenage bullshit years are starting to go off, and now you're becoming like 20, 21, 22. Where it's getting kind of real. I'm having children and shit. Now shit's coming into play where it ain't all women and clothes and shoes and bullshit. So it used to be so much war going down in my hood and around me. I started taking pills. I started taking Xanax, Percocets, X pills, shit like that. And one night I had just robbed this dude, right? Mm-hmm. So I ended up robbing the dude. And I ended up going to get high after that. I ended up buying a Glock. I remember I bought a Glock from my homeboy, a Glock 45, and I got it on me because the dude who I robbed keep talking about what he gonna do when he see me, right? So I'm like, all right. And I end up taking a lot of Xanaxes. So I'm riding around serving. I had like I think 4 ounces of cocaine on me. I'm high off these Xannies. I got a Glock 45 and I got 4 ounces of cocaine on me. So I got a driver. I paid somebody to drive for me. He driving me around the city. He driving me to make all my serves. So wherever he sent me to, he pulled me up. I serve him. I end up paying him. You feel me? Let him get high and shit. I don't know what happened. I just know we ended up both being passed out. And I was in the truck, and we both ended up passed out. And the police ran down on me, and I had a half ounce left out of the 4 ounces. I had sold most of them. I had a half ounce left in my pocket, and I had that Glock in my pocket. And I guess I passed out at the wheel off the Xannies, or I passed out in the passenger seat. Police run down on me, catch me with it. The half ounce and the pistol. That was my first case. I ended up getting 6 years, do 3.
6 years?
Yeah.
You say you had to do 3?
Yeah, you know, our time was 50% back then.
Man, so you ain't had a thing like that. So they confiscated obviously the gun and the drugs. What happened to the money? Did you?
I don't
They
remember.
ain't take the money.
I don't even remember. You know, when you got drugs and guns and shit, they probably forfeit your shit. So you'll never really see that shit no more anyway. You'll get the paperwork like, yeah, we forfeited that, and you got to sign it because they like it came from the drug dealing shit. So I don't even remember what happened to the money or none of that shit. Really, I was blacked out. When they found me, I was passed out. Woke up, they was banging on the window.
And the driver was passed out too.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, what did I pay you for?
I mean, you know how that shit go. He's a smoker, so.
And this after you robbed somebody.
Yeah.
Like, was his days apart or?
Nah, I think this was probably the night before. You feel me? Because I had the gun, so I know I had the gun for his ass. So it had to be like within that night or the night before.
Man, if you don't mind me asking, like, if you somebody who hustling, making money, why rob somebody?
Well, he got robbed because he had told somebody about an act of violence I had did. So nobody had knew it was me. And then he ended up telling it was me, so his punishment, I'm like, when I see this bitch, I'm going to jack him. So I caught him and jacked his ass. But it wasn't about his money. With me, it's principle. So I just wanted to make him feel like a bitch. Yeah.
Bare face too. He knew it. He knew it was you.
Hell yeah. Why would I put a mask on? I want him to know it's me, and I want him to feel as fucked up as I feel. Damn, am I supposed to meet sis?
Just to get back to it, so you said it was more about the principle, not about the actual like robbing them for money, like you needed money.
Yeah, hell no.
It was in response to something that he did, but
but the money was cool too. But
but that led to you. Ultimately, you got the gun in response to what he's saying he's gonna do to you when he see you in retaliation, and you end up getting 6 years.
Yeah.
By that time, do you already have like a family?
I think I had one baby on the way. No. Yeah, I had one daughter. I think I had 2 kids. About to have a third one.
For real?
What did I have going on then, man? That seemed like so long ago now.
But you had a family though, so you left some people out here.
Nah, I think I had a baby mama. I wasn't even in the family type.
Okay.
What would you say? Like the structure of that. Yeah. I wasn't on that then. Me. Give me me.
So what was that state bid like for you? You know, you got a reputation out here.
Yeah.
You doing music. You know, you align with certain people. You making money, but that's a totally different ball game, I would imagine. Or how does it work in Indianapolis?
The state bid is used to connect with other people who are not from your neighborhood. So you build friendships that you wouldn't usually have them built.
You network.
You seeing people you usually wouldn't be around. Oh, that's such and such. You can put a name to the face now. Oh, okay, that's him. Yeah, because back then we really wouldn't come out of our hood. You know, we had certain alliances with certain people, but we not known. We don't know him. I don't know them. I heard of him, but I've never seen them. This, and that. So when you go through the state joint, now you putting faces to the names. Oh, okay. And you might end up being cool with this guy who you heard a lot about and never would have thought y'all was supposed to be into it on the street. So y'all like just get cool and you just... State joint was more like braggadocious and shit. Pull out your pictures. Let me see what you got. So I'm pulling out my cars. I'm pulling out my bitches. Ah, yeah, I fucked with her. I fucked with her too. Hey, ooh, you feel me? It was more, I don't know, fun, playtime.
It wasn't serious.
Nah.
It's serious. It's jail.
Yeah, it's jail, but it ain't what I come to know later.
6 years, you did 3.
Yeah.
The bid was fine though. Like no serious altercations or nothing like that.
Well,
Getting away
like
from your family and all of that.
Besides the so in the state joint, it's more like you're in there with Indiana mainly. So Indianapolis, at this time, we were all very divided. So if you're from southern Indiana, you really ain't rocking with the middlers. We the millers, like we the main city. So they ain't rocking with us. They think different and act different than us. And then people up north, like Gary and stuff like that, you know, they more gang related and unified, organized type of thing. So we really ain't rocking on that. And the people at the southern really ain't rocking on that like that either. So it was just like, it was just Indiana, but it was very segregated in the state joint. So I ended up getting into a riot in there. And so I started at like kind of like a medium low prison and I ended up getting in a riot. They ended up sending me to the hole for like 90 days, 3-4 months. So I did 3-4 months in the hole by myself in like solitary. And then I ended up going up level to like the higher state joint, like with murderers and shit. So at first it was my first offense, so I really wasn't in there with murderers and shit. It's like levels to where they'll put you at. So they're gonna put you around the type of people who you comfortable or can survive around sometime. So like seeing as that was my first time in the joint and really my first offenses and shit, I was at a low. And then I ended up getting raised up because of the riot and shit. So we ended up getting in a riot with Southern Indiana.
Well, did you kick it off, or like what was the cause behind the riot? I knew you said Southern and Middle.
One of my partners from Crown Hill section kicked it off, but that was my main. So we from the same hood basically. So we grew up together and everything. I know his brothers, he know my brothers and shit.
Right.
It was like he in it, I'm in it.
You just riding.
Yeah, hell yeah, you gotta ride. That shit gonna follow you home. It ain't no choice. This is my brother. This like family. On the streets we was rocking. So if you want to be on this what we on.
Right. And if you said from there, it just intensified.
Yeah, yep. And it ended up just spreading. Ended up big ass riot like them versus Nap, Southern Indiana versus the Middle Indiana.
Man, not just to veer off for one quick second. So Southern Indiana, Middle Indiana. Mm-hmm. You said Northern.
Yeah.
So what's on like on the streets in the free world? Mm-hmm. Like what's the relationship between like say a Gary and the Indianapolis?
It depends. Some of us is cool and some of us it ain't. You feel me? Because our mentalities are two total different mentalities. In Nap, it's really, as I told you, in my neighborhood, I had nobody over me. And so Northern Indiana was more gangs, so they're unified, and you know it's hierarchy in gangs. So they got structure and hierarchy, and we don't. We like do what we want when we want, because as long as you can handle your business, you can do what you want, you feel me? It's more freelance. So we never really seen eye to eye. But as things like transpired, you know, we become more cool with them. But first we used to hate them. When I was in state joint, we were like, fuck them. Fuck Southern Indiana, fuck Northern Indiana. We from Nap, this is what we own. Nap or nothing. So it's a saying called Nap or nothing, and that's where it started at. If you ain't from Indianapolis, fuck what you talking about. And that's how we was carrying it in the state joint.
So the gang culture isn't here too, though?
Yes, but it's not like, it just depends on where you grow up at, like where you from.
I feel you.
So around our way, my OGs, like who older, they was gang banging, but we wasn't. We renegades. We do what the fuck we want. We don't want to do that. We from Kenwood or we from Crown Hill section, and this is what we on.
No, for sure.
So it just varies with where you come from.
No, for sure. Okay, so when you get out the first time, how long? You say you stay free for how many years?
4.
After doing the 3 years?
Yeah.
So what causes you to go back?
My father ended up dying, and I wasn't hustling when I got out. So when I got out, that's when I was in jail, I used to get this magazine. It's called The Leak magazine.
The Leaf?
The Leak.
The Leak. Okay.
Yeah, L-E-A-K. And it showcases everything that was going on in Indianapolis. So you used to have the cars, the women, like models. Excuse me, it'd have like rappers. And when I was in there, that was my first time really seeing rappers from that, like, shining.
Right.
They had like necklaces and whips. I'm like, oh shit. They turned the rap scene up, because at first the rap scene wasn't like that. So when I seen them turning it up, I'm like, when I get out, I'm coming to get my spot in the music. So when I got out, that's all I did. So from December 2010 all the way to like 14, rap hustling. Running around this whole city trying to be established as a musician. Meeting people, rapping, doing shows, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. And just trying to perfect my craft. So my dad, no, I'm lying. Hold on. I didn't get in trouble, and I ain't lying. I didn't get in trouble till 14, but I went back to the basics when my dad died.
Okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't afford to bury him, because I hadn't been hustling or nothing.
Wow. You were strictly rapping.
Yeah. And, you know, me coming from a hustling standpoint, like, he ended up getting buried. Shout out to my partners from the hood and the family who came up with some money. But my homies from the hood, they ended up giving up a lot of cheese, helping bury my father, because I couldn't afford it. And it made me feel some type of way. Because, you know, I'd never been in no position where I needed no money from nobody, like, really needed. You feel me? But it'd be like I wanted some money from them, but a position where this has to happen in the next few days, you know, the burial and shit. That like changed something in me. It was like I'm back to the basics. I never need nobody else again.
Man, what happened to your father? I'm sorry to hear about your father.
He died in a car accident.
A car accident?
Yeah. Yep, he died in a car accident.
Man, sorry to hear that, man.
It's not.
So that drove you to back to hustling.
Back to
a
the
tragic
basics.
Situation like that.
Back to the basics. I never need another motherfucker ever again. And that's when I told you I ran up that 150.
Oh, it was around that time.
Yeah.
Cause I saw, man, like, I don't know what year it was that you got locked up for allegedly being in a situation, you and maybe some other people, it was in a car and y'all shot at the police.
Yeah, that was a little bit after.
That was after that.
No, I had got in one situation where some people had got shot and they ended up running in the house that I was in and shit. They was accusing us of doing it. So that was like 14. And then what you seen was 15 the year after that. Yeah. So I went through that shit in 14.
Hold on. You said somebody ran in the house.
No, the police ended up running in the house, like accusing me of a crime I didn't commit.
Oh, okay.
So they ran inside our house where we was posted at, like, yeah, this happened, this person died, ooh, we heard y'all did it. So that was 14. That's when I said I got back in trouble, because I ended up going to jail.
So would you get arrested for that time?
Nothing. They were like visiting common nuisance and shit that was in the house and shit.
Oh, okay.
So they were just more coming to see if they could find the weapons and shit that they were saying used in these crimes and shit. That was my first time getting back, like, involved in the system and shit.
Oh.
So they came for some bodies, looking for guns and shit, forensic shit. Yep, so I got locked up. That was my first time getting locked back up, 14.
Still state.
Yep, still state. Then I got out of that situation.
How long did you do that time?
It was quick. It was like common nuisance, bond out.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, they came in looking for real crime shit, like forensics looking for shit, shells, guns, whatever they could find. They ain't find shit. Boom. Got locked up, got back out, back doing what I was doing.
And then 15 comes, and that's when the situation happens.
Yeah.
So take us to that day.
So shit, basically, I was on my way to a basketball game. I pull up, pick up my people. Police get behind me. High speed chase. Man, that's a long ass story.
I mean, for what you comfortable with sharing, I guess.
So the police get behind me and they try to pull me over. They say they seen the drug deal. I was on my way to an Indiana Pacer game with two of my friends. Wasn't no drug deal, but it may or may not have been guns in the car. So this is the high speed pursuit. Bam! High speed, get on. By the end of all this shit, somehow it ended up with somebody shooting at the police and us in jail for a murder on the police.
A murder or attempted murder?
It was a murder at first. So it started as murder, and then they switched it, and they switched to conspiracy to murder, and that's what we ended up getting charged with.
A police officer died.
No, that's just what they charged us with. First they charged us with murder. So we ended up getting locked up. I'm thinking we going to jail for a hospital. We get on a long ass high speed chase. They chase us all around the city. We ended up giving up at a gas station. We like, fuck it. We about to pull over here to this gas station and give up. So we stop. We pull to the gas station and give up. We get out the car and shit. They arrest us. The detective walks up. He like, when I heard it was y'all in this car together, I woke up out my sleep. So he talking fly shit and shit. He ended up arresting us. We go to the like a little homicide office. So they put the chains on our hand. Bam. Chain us to the tables and shit. We each in different rooms. We like, why the fuck are we in the homicide office for a high speed? So we just in there chilling, talking shit, yelling through the vents and shit, talking to each other. I think we was probably in there like 8 hours. So 8 hours later, they come out. They got the papers. We like, damn, is y'all ready to take us to jail so we can bond out? What the fuck are we in here for? They like, murder. We like, murder? Like, you gotta think. We was just on the high speed, so we trying to figure out, well, what the fuck is he talking about with murder? He really was serious. So they like, all right, we booking y'all in for murder. We end up going to the holdover little place. They lock us in these rooms where we can't use the phone and we can't talk to nobody or nothing. We like, why the fuck are we in these rooms? Like, what the fuck is going on? Because we really, really lost. And so, fast forward, the people in the room telling us, y'all on the news and a police got shot at and all type of shit. So we're really in the dark of what's going on because we just know we was on the high speed and next thing we know, we end up in this motherfucker getting charged with murder.
Well, murder, yeah.
We had no idea what was going on because we ain't seeing the news. We can't get on the phone and talk to nobody because when you do a high profile case, they lock you down so you can't. Like, I guess, I don't know why they do that shit, but they just locked us in these rooms. Right. So we were in here really like, what the fuck is going on?
Wow.
What the fuck is going on? So it was really surreal, bro.
Man.
Fast forward, shit, we go to court, get arraigned. They charged with conspiracy to murder on a police officer.
Damn. From a high-speed chase.
Doing a high-speed chase, some motherfucker started shooting at the police. And the feds was watching the house that we were in and shit. It was a big-ass situation, bro. It was a mess.
But nobody died?
No.
That don't make no damn sense.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all sue him?
Nah, no. By the time all this shit that we went through, bro, we was just happy to get them people to leave us the fuck alone.
How long were you locked up?
We instantly got out because they gave us a bond.
Okay.
So in Indianapolis, when you got murder, you can't get a bond. But anything less than murder, like conspiracy to murders and shit, you can get a bond. So my bond was $150,000 surety. Yep. It ended up being out like 5 of us, $150,000 bond. We ended up bonding out. But I ended up fighting that case from the streets for like 2 years. But it was very serious. It was a very big deal around here.
Yeah. I know that's probably all over the news too.
Yeah,
man.
so you could pull out
newspapers, all of that.
Bullshit up.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sleep at night. People
that's
calling
crazy,
you,
man. That's
thinking you really tried to kill the police and all this crazy ass bullshit.
Because of your reputation.
Yeah.
So
basically, it seemed like the police was trying to frame us because of reputation of what they were hearing we were doing in the streets.
Wow.
So we gonna get them out the way by making them seem like they have disregard for life, and it even includes police lives. But bro, we were the richest we ever been in life, bro. Why the fuck would we try to kill the police? It made no sense at all. We ain't fucking stupid. It's some things you can do and maybe you have a chance of getting away with it, and it's some shit you don't do because it ain't good for business. Yeah. And trying to kill a fucking police ain't good for business.
In a high-speed chase.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the way to a Pacers game.
Yeah. On our way to a fucking Pacers game. It ended up being like the feds was watching. So the house that we pulled to, the feds was watching us. Anyway, so this ended up being like the feds watching us, but the state tried to pull us over, so the State ended up intruding on a Fed investigation.
Oh my God!
So it ended up being
everybody wanted y'all.
It ended up being a very big ass serious mess, bro.
That's crazy.
You Google that shit, that Grundy gang shit. That shit all gonna pop up.
So that's all related to that. Cause that's a big deal, man. I saw the video you sent me. It was like 5 of y'all. That's one case, but I think it's related to that. Yeah. But then.
So that was us that was us 5 who fought the conspiracy to murder.
Then it's a bigger case though.
All bonding out, beating that shit. Nobody told. So we all got out. Beating that shit. And then they came in another wave after that. So like really after we beat that case, it like the city of Indianapolis was like, fuck that. Like that's some shit they never seen happen before.
The heat was on you.
That shit never happened in history around here. Somebody gonna tell something.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be scared. Somebody gonna be broke. We wasn't none of that shit. Yeah. We was family.
Man, when doing the research on that whole like indictment, the particular dude said that he was charged. His name came up in like 10 different murders, and he never got like convicted or like they couldn't really prove it.
Yeah, 2 dozen. They was talking about.
So it was 12.
They was talking about 2 dozen. No, 2 dozen. It was like 24, 26.
Yeah.
Murders.
26 murders?
Yeah. More than 2 dozen murders. Yeah.
Over what, a 3-year span or something like that?
Yeah. Some shit like that. I don't know.
You know how the Fed, they put the the stuff in the indictment or the press release.
Yeah. I really don't be in when your life on the line for that shit, bro. That shit don't. You ain't intrigued by that because you ain't looking at it the same way the spectators is looking at it. You feel me? When you in the thick of that shit, it's different. So I ain't even watching news. You get what I'm saying? People keep sending it to my phone. I ain't even answering the phone. You don't want to see this bullshit because people can push they shit on you. You know how you hang around the wrong person and you end up doing the wrong type of shit? Like sometimes people can be so consumed by something that they start believing that shit when it's false. So being in the thick of this shit and fighting for your life for this shit, you don't want to be part of the circus of that shit. That shit was a big circus, bro.
So for the viewers who watch who not familiar with the case, so the first one was just y'all 5. So
yeah, the first one was us 5 fighting the conspiracy to murder on the police. That's what started it. And we beat it. That's what made them come with their next wave and be upset. Because people don't beat that type of shit.
So what was the next wave? How many people was caught up in that case?
I ain't sure, but probably like 10, 11 or some shit like that.
But it's still y'all though?
Nah, they just sprinkled in more people.
Oh, so the superseded. Is that what they call it? The super?
Nah, they didn't supersede it. Ours was state.
Oh. Okay.
So they tried us on the state level. But in state, you got the paper, bro. You can fight. When you got that money on the state side, you can fight. When you're dealing with the feds, it's a whole different stipulations and rules you're fighting against.
So what did you get charged with on the federal side?
So I went fed by myself. I didn't go fed as part of their situation.
Oh.
Because I learned a lot from the first situation. As I told you, I learned from other motherfuckers' mistakes.
Yeah.
So when I went through all that, it'll make you think. I fought that case for 2 years.
Yeah.
I fought it the longest. Me and the last person on that case, we fought it the longest. The other people got theirs thrown out quick. They was really holding on to us, making us sweat it out.
Yeah. So it was a different case. It wasn't related to the Grundy gang.
No, it was the same Grundy gang and some of the same people, but they just swapped it out.
No, I'm saying with you in particular. On the Fed
me
side.
in particular. Nah.
That's what I'm saying. Yours was different. Yeah. So what was that case?
Mine was pistols. So after the end of the state. After the end of the state conspiracy to murder, I had to plea out to the high speed because the high speed did happen. Like I did take them on the high speed. So all the other charges got dropped. All the murders and shit got dropped. All the drugs and shit got dropped. All the bullshit got dropped. Because when they came in the house, they found like 100 and some thousand and all type of bullshit. So after all this shit gets sorted out, they ended up making me plea to the high speed. I plead to the high speed. I signed it. So I fought that shit for 2 years. I signed it. They ended up giving me 2 years, but it's due 1 because it's a felony 6. So that's still 50%. And Indianapolis law got changed where it's 85% now. But a felony 6, which is the lowest felony, you get a 2-1. Okay. So I signed to the 2-1. I went home on house arrest. They put me on house arrest.
Okay.
While I'm in the house on house arrest, as I was going through these other cases, they was accusing us of so much shit.
Yeah.
Like, they like 24 murders, bro. That's a lot of motherfuckers.
And they put your boy at the top as the head honcho. He has life right now, right?
Yeah, he got life plus 60.
Plus 60.
Yeah.
And he was what, like 30, 29?
Yeah, something like that. I ain't really sure.
Damn.
Yep, it was young. Yeah.
So that's when you ended up going to Big Sandy?
Yeah, yep. I was on the house arrest band. They ended up kicking in my door, catching me with 3 pistols. So they gave me a felon in possession.
Did they like trace the pistols back to any crimes or anything like that?
Nah, no.
Oh, okay.
They was happy to get me out the fucking streets.
And they sentenced you to 5 years?
These your pistols, 5 years and 10 months.
So pretty much 6 years. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
And you did your entire time, your entire bid in Kentucky?
Yeah.
At Big Sandy?
I did my first year in the holdovers. So you do your first years in like the jail, the county jail holdover for the feds. Mm-hmm. So I did Graceland, Kentucky, and Henderson, Kentucky.
Okay. Because Big Sandy, that's in what?
That's in Inez, Kentucky.
Inez, Kentucky. So is that like a mountain? Or is it?
That's on top of a mountain.
Just on the outside, from what I've heard, that's like a notorious, like high max security prison, mm-hmm. and people getting hurt.
Yeah.
They're around the clock.
So like it's for lifers, really, but they send me up there because of my gang shit. Like I'm a leader of a gang. Like I have my own clique and shit. And then my association with the Grundy gang shit. Then I had the detainer. They left a detainer on me. So the feds, the games they play are different. So they left the detainer on me from the conspiracy to murder. So because I was on house arrest and I plead out to the house arrest, that's a, like, you know, when you go fed, that's a open case and like a violation and shit. But they kept my detainer as conspiracy to murder. They never put my detainer was a house arrest detainer for high speed. They put it as the main cause number, which was the conspiracy to murder. Because, you know, I started a conspiracy murder, beat all of it, and plead down to the high speed.
Right.
They left it as conspiracy to murder. So the fact that I was going through all that, that's going to make you have to be up on the mountain because you can't be low.
Dirty, man.
Yeah, so they play, this is what I'm telling you about the feds. The feds play a whole different vicious game than the state do. The feds is psychological. The state is more physical shit.
Man, so like, what's that adjustment like, man? Going from the state prison or state was jail, really?
Yeah.
Then you in a federal prison.
It's a world of difference. Somebody told me the first time when I walked in, when I first got to the feds. So we had to do bunkies. We was in that Atlanta little DCS, whatever it's called, where they find out where they gonna send you and ship you off before you get shipped to where you going. And I had met a guy. He was from Oklahoma City. And he said, first thing I'm going to tell you is this ain't like the state. Nobody cares what you had or what you did out there. They care about who you are as a man in here. And that's the best advice I could give you about the difference between the Fed and the state. And the state is more show us what you got, and the Feds now it's more your principles and what you stand on as a man.
So what was that first day like in Big Sandy, man? You hear about the stabbings and all that before you even went? You know, like how notorious it's supposed to be, how crazy it's supposed to be?
Yeah, you hear about it, but I'm from a violent hood anyway. So when you come from that background, as I told you, if you're a man, you'll be handled as a man. But if there's any flaws, you will be handled as that. So coming into Big Sandy, honest to God, for me, it wasn't a big transition. It was the same. It was exactly the same as growing up in my hood. Because if you're a man, you're respected as that. But if you're a snitch, if you're undercover gay, if you're a thief, if you're any of that, your ass is out at Big Sandy. But if you're a man, you're respected as that. So you could come in just as a man who stand on principles and you ain't got none of that bullshit on your jacket and your bit gonna be absolutely perfect. So I don't know why everybody acts so however they act when they hear stabbing every day. That was because they'll find out somebody was a snitch, or he stole from somebody, or he did something he wasn't supposed to do, took somebody's shit, or didn't pay his debt, or was doing something homosexual or something. So it's reasons for this shit. It's not just happening just because like you would think. Damn, it's fucked up. Nah, hell nah. It's some horrible dudes. You feel me? And they all getting dealt with.
Like it's just barbaric. Like it's just...
Yeah, hell no.
You know what I mean?
All cap.
I'm seeing how it's
no,
portrayed.
I'm agreeing with you. That shit's all cap. All that shit's cap. If you are a good man who stands on principles and everything you're supposed to, you can do your whole bit at Big Sandy like I did. I did my whole entire bit there, bro. I did so long in that motherfucker. I did longer than niggas with life because Big Sandy is like a disciplinary yard. So when you come there, it's for disciplinary reasons. So you usually can do like 18 months without getting in trouble, and you can come down now. You can come off the mountain and go to a lower thing. I was just fucked up. So I always was into something or doing something.
Oh, you got into multiple situations while you was locked up?
When you come to the penitentiary, your number gets called. So once you get your paperwork cleared and all that shit, and you get situated. They give you your bag or look out for you or whatever you're going to do, and you get situated and shit. You get put in the car. So you might be the South car, you might be the gangbanger car, you might be the Midwest car, whatever car you're in. But when something arises, your number gets called. So let's say you a good dude, you good. Me and you chilling. We in here chilling. We eating together. I'm sharing food with you. I give you all your clothes and shit. When something bad happens and it's in our car, your number get called. And you got to handle that.
Yeah.
So these are the rules of this place. So you automatically going to get into something.
And you said if you turn it down, it follows you in the street?
Turn it down. If you turn it down, what? Not putting in that work?
Yeah.
Your ass is going where they going. You might be next. Ain't no, like, you got to do what you got to do.
Did you get, like, stabbed while you was locked up?
Hell nah. I didn't get nothing. Came out the same way I went in. 'Cause this is what I do. It was no different, bro. I'm not capping. I'm not, like, putting nothing on it. It was exactly the same as my neighborhood. You have to be serious to make it.
No, for sure.
Exactly the same.
No, for sure, for sure. So 70 months.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you was locked up with some celebrities while you was there.
Yeah, I guess you call it that.
Yeah, like I know Kodak Black did some time there.
Kodak Black did some time in the hole. Kodak Black never came out. Like everybody exposing him saying Kodak Black checked in. So when you come to Big Sandy, I came on the bus. It was 40 people. 7 people came onto the yard. So when you come to Big Sandy, you hear all the superstitious shit. You hear everything and it ain't superstitious. You hear about all the stabbings. You hear about how bad it is. And Big Sandy is a locked down facility. Like, you be locked down so much time. So a lot of dudes can't do that. So when you come in on that bus, it's 40 people on that bus. When that bus stops, they like, all right, everybody get out. Go this way to go into Big Sandy or go that way to go into the shoe. And that's the special housing unit where check-ins go. Out of 40 people, 7 of us went that way. All the rest of them went to the shoe. They didn't want to go in that yard.
And you said it's like PC?
Yeah.
So Kodak Black was in PC?
Yeah.
You know this for a fact?
Yeah.
You said people coming out. I've seen people say that, but is being in a whole PC though? You know how you somebody you get into an altercation I've heard, and then they put you in the hole. You know, am I misunderstanding something?
You got regular population, and you got the special housing unit. It's called the shoe. We don't call it the hole. The hole is stage joint.
Well, say if you got into an altercation, when they send you to a special housing unit,
you go to the
shoe. So he didn't get into no situation and have to go to the shoe.
Kodak Black, they said, do you want to go into the facility or do you want to go into check-in? And Kodak Black went into check-in, bro.
So
you can't make all these loopholes. But you if you went to the feds, ain't no gray areas with this shit.
It's not. It's black and white.
It's black and white. Either you going into the facility or you going into the special housing unit. And he came out and went into the special housing unit. And I'm not it ain't nothing personal. This is just the things you learn in the feds. Ain't no gray areas with this shit. Like, literally everybody keeps saying that because he literally decided to check in for his safety. Because all that shit he was saying shit about Crips and Bloods and all that, about Nipsey Hussle or something.
Oh, yeah.
So they was on his ass. They was on his ass for real. And they decided not to come out.
Dang, so you never even saw him then, huh?
Yeah, I seen him because I worked at commissary. So I was on my way out when he was coming in.
For real?
So once you get your time so low, the best thing you got going for you is to go work in commissary because you make the most pay. Okay. And you get first dibs on the best shit when it come. Like the new shoes come, they come to commissary. You'll want to work in there because you can grab them.
Okay.
You feel me? So I was working in commissary, so I used to have to prepare the regular inmate shit and prepare the shoe shit. And his shit was in the shoe.
Oh, so he used to get a lot of stuff, Kodak?
Nah, you got a regular.
Oh, okay.
Regular shit. You know, in the shoe, you can't get all that type of shit.
I don't.
Okay. Well, in the shoe, you can't. It's a certain list that you can't get. So
let me ask you this: does that take away from somebody's credibility if they rap in a way like you rap or he rapped? If you come to prison and you check in like that,
yeah, you a bitch. Because what are you running from? This is the same as the streets. And then that's when you learn, like, for me, how I was raised, it's the same as the streets. Because I'm fighting the same dangers. Just in here is knives and out there is guns. And he was just a bitch, bro. He was just a bitch. Like, you know how some people ain't shit without their homeboys and money and shit. And in the feds, I told you, they don't give a fuck what you got on the streets. Yeah. They give a fuck what you stand on in here. And it was funny because I was in the RDAP program. So Kodak Black was coming straight to the RDAP program because he didn't even have that much time anyway. So Kodak Black was coming straight into the RDAP program. He would have completed it, and then he would have been on his way home. For sure. So it was niggas in there preparing for him to come. Like preparing good things for him to come. So just like he was hearing bad stuff about him, it was people in there that would have took up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kodak, he was just a bitch, and he didn't come out. Swear to God, he was a bitch, bro. Like I promise you. Like, no, them people not lying on him. So sometimes when you're doing these interviews and shit, you know, people like, man. Sometimes the shit people saying is true, bro. Yeah. Jack Boy wasn't lying on that, man. Jack Boy was saying the exact truth. When Jack Boy was saying them Crips and Bloods was on his ass, they was on his ass. Jack Boy was telling the exact truth, and it'll blow your mind because y'all wasn't there. I was there. You feel me? But how I live, like I usually live by code. I don't speak on shit that ain't my business. So I never would have talked about it. You feel me? But as you go to the feds, you learn if you ain't part of the solution, you part of the problem. And he was a bitch. Exactly like they said he was. And he needs to be talked about like the bitch he was. Because if I ain't part of the solution, I'm part of the problem. I'm hiding it. He did that. He made the decision. And he could have came in there and been cool, bro. I promise you. Damn. Niggas was preparing bags for him and all type of shit. Like bags, like all that shit you was talking about, like special shoes and shit. They was getting ready for that boy to come in there. Everybody didn't hate him. Because you got to think it's certain cars. So just like it's the gang car, it's cars for the South. They would have been like, hell nah, you ain't doing nothing to Kodak. You feel me? Like everybody wasn't against him. He was just a bitch, bro. Yeah. He was a straight bitch, bro.
So you don't believe none of the stuff you rap about, huh?
He was a straight bitch, bro. Just because you... No, not like that, I'm saying. Just because you kill somebody, you still can be a bitch. I swear to God, that shit don't mean nothing. That don't mean shit. When you come up from watching people kill and shit, that shit, like, it's everybody can do it. Shit don't mean nothing. That dude is a bitch. A straight bitch.
Because he went to the shoe.
A straight bitch.
What about you? Was locked up with BG?
BG was in there, but BG came to Big Sandy, but he wasn't there long because he had a cell phone immediately. BG came in with a cell phone, got caught with it.
So you didn't get a chance to interact with him? Or?
Nah, no, people was on A side. I was on B side and C side. But it ain't nothing to separate it but a fence. But as soon as he came in, he had his phone.
Because I've heard like stories of his former cellmates and stuff like that talking about how he stood on business like he wasn't no hoe.
Nah, so listen, BG came to the yard. When it was time to go right or left, BG came to the yard. He just got caught with his cell phone.
You think that was strategic, like intentional, like I'm about to get caught and get up out of there?
No, BG was a gangster. BG was a gangster. BG came right out there. He just, you get caught with a phone. Our facility, it really wasn't phones in there like that. So, they probably had shit that dinged this phone or something. Hell no, that wasn't strategic. BG a gangster.
Damn, okay, so that's so we got one for Kodak, one for BG. Yeah. So one in the shoe, one in on
One came on the yard, one went to the shoe. Who else was there?
You said Supreme was in there?
Supreme was there.
From the Supreme tape, like Ken of Supreme McGriff was in there.
Yeah.
Because I saw online that Prince from the Supreme team was supposed to be there, but Supreme himself.
Supreme was there.
Did you have any interactions with him?
Supreme was on B3 with me. We were in the same dorm.
Talk about that, man.
Supreme is very intelligent. Highly, highly, highly intelligent. Supreme had told me and my homeboy something one day. He said, you got to find out who people are for cheap. And he was saying that because he said he had to sacrifice his whole life to find out that his people really wasn't his people. So he said, when we go home, find out who people are for cheap. It don't take nothing big for you to understand what type of guy you're dealing with. Supreme, I got a book from Supreme and I got a picture from Supreme. Supreme had gave me a picture of one of the vixens from Indianapolis. She had on the whole Coats outfit. So Supreme have pictures. In prison, pictures are worth stamps, which are worth money. So Supreme have a whole room full of pictures. Like, he's prison rich. So you have a whole room full of pictures. That's like a fucking $1 million. And he ended up giving me a picture of one of the vixens from Indianapolis who I knew really well. And she had on Coach shit. So it meant a lot to me. He gave me the book, The Alchemist also.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yep, he gave me that. He's a very smart dude.
Well respected in there?
Yeah. He's like he was the head of their car.
But like low key though? Or is he outspoken, like loud, or is he low key?
Nah, hell nah. You know, he's most gangsters is cool, calm, collected. Feel me? Yeah. They don't be all loud and boisterous and obnoxious. And I'm not saying all, because there is some niggas who are boisterous and loud, but they own that. So, but he's not. He's more laid back, on the phone most of the time, putting in his bets. You feel me? Gambling on that. Like, so how everybody got FanDuel. That I learned about that in the Feds. I wasn't into sports, but they got that. They got some shit like that
in there.
Slapping too. That's like
crazy. Making paper.
Paper.
For real?
Yeah.
How can people get rich from prison? I've heard people say they was paying bills for their family on the outside from prison, man.
But I've seen
crazy.
I seen
that's crazy.
Vinny Gorgeous. He was the head of the Banana crime family.
After the dude got killed.
I seen him lose $25,000 on the poker table one night.
25,000.
25,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You was locked up with mobsters too.
Yeah. I was locked up with Vinny Gorgeous, head of the Banana family. That's a good guy. That was the first person I ever met who told me the good of the streets. So he helped change my mentality a little bit. I got a verse in one of my new songs where I really put in the words something that he had taught me in there. We had a class together called Image Equals Perception Equals Reality. And I was in there with all the mobsters, all the gangsters, everybody, all the big dudes who was in the whole compound. And it was just me and another dude. We had 5 years and we were in there with them, and they was just telling us stuff and teaching us stuff. And it was funny because when Vinny spoke of the streets, it was in high regard. He never talked bad about the streets. He was like, the streets provided opportunity for me. The streets provided my kids' education, his businesses. Everything he knows from the streets. And he helped change my perspective because I used to spend a lot of time trying to hide myself. You feel me? Trying to be another person. And shit, every time I got punished, I got handled as if I was on the street. So I learned to embrace it, what I am, but that isn't all I want to be.
Right.
But I can embrace what I am, what I did, what I learned from it, and where I'm headed now.
That's real talk, man.
Yeah, Vinny taught me that. Vinny was a good dude. Vinny paid everybody for everything. It was like on the mob movie. He'd have.
That's how it really be?
That's how he is. He'd have his shit. Yeah, right on. Pay you. Yeah, all right, good job. Pay you. It's funny because it's I never knew that they really talk like that. Like you know how you see them on the movie?
Goodfellas and stuff
Bro,
like that?
They really talk like that. That shit was crazy. And Vinny and Preem, they'd come out and play handball together and shit.
For real?
Mm-hmm. Preem feed the pigeons every morning. Yep, like in New York. Yep.
Man, that's dope, man. Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, the situations. I know, I mean, people, not just there, they did stuff, but I'm just saying it's unfortunate. Because they both got life, right?
Yeah. It used to trip me out when you hear Nicki Minaj shout out Preem or something, and he right there, or you'll see Irv got to get at the award show, shout him out. He watching. It's just like, damn. So it's really a reality check too, though. You like, damn, this is really what I want to do.
Yeah. Anybody else you was locked up with? Notable?
I was in there with Asian Dow brother. Courtney, they look like twins. It's the craziest shit ever.
No.
They just now got a brother that look just like her.
That ain't a good thing in prison, though.
That's crazy. Nah, not no nothing like that.
Oh, okay, I got you.
He a good dude, though. Stand-up dude. Solid. Yandy off of Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And Mendici.
Mendici was it? He was there?
Nah. The brother, her brothers and shit. So damn near everybody off of his case was in there, though.
For real?
Yeah, they was all in there. I'll never forget, man, DC little brother, boy, he had a chick so strapped in the visiting room.
For real?
Yeah, she was bad like
she
my
was bad.
I had in there, yeah.
He said, oh, you had to throw that out there. I had to let him know.
I was legendary. I was legendary in there, man. I was legendary in there. But he had one, too. Like,
right. It's a competition, huh?
Yeah. When I first got to Big Sandy, Gene Gotti was in there. That's John Gotti's brother.
For real?
Yep, the one that's still alive. He did a long time. He was in there. Yep, Gene Gotti. Who else? Bloody J. He from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Bloody J. He did a mixtape, man, called Live from Big Sandy.
Bloody J was in there when I first got there.
Was he
These
cool?
are the people like, these are the people who like was leaving though as I was coming, because I told you only do like 18 months, like. And then you get to go down the level.
You did your whole bid there.
Yeah, I just kept doing
Bloody J. You know, he back locked. He got caught up in that YFN case.
One of the YFN dudes in there. YFN Straw. That's my guy.
For sure.
Yep, he was in there. Some of the best friends was in there from Detroit.
Yeah.
They was in there.
I think the Rock and Reds dude got out.
He might have been the one that was in there.
Yeah,
one of them was in there.
Yeah, he did an interview with Terrence Gangster Williams.
Yeah, one of them was in there. Ghetto Boys, they from like Minnesota, I think, Milwaukee. They was in there. Everybody was in there though. Like everybody who really like got lives and shit, 7 lives and all type of it. Yeah, they was in there.
No, for sure, man. But to see you made it out after you said 70 months. Now you back on your music. You got multiple businesses now. We in one of your establishments right now. So so what's going on, man? Bring them up to date, man. A close out. You know, I appreciate you taking the time out to chop it up with me. Let them know what you got going on now, bro.
Right now I got a clothing store about to open up probably in the next few weeks. Loyalties Apparel.
You got the music.
We got the music. I just dropped the album, Applesauce to a Boss.
You got some heat, man.
It's available on all DSPs. Thank you. I got a couple new visuals out. Just type in Lil Billy. I'm going to pop right up. You can Google me. I'm going to pop right up. Sure. I've been traveling around the world doing a lot of vlogs. Animal TV, Corner Store LA. I'm trying to get on the radar and from a block performance right now. I got dog kennels. I got little bullies. I got a management company, Kiwi Management, where I manage artists. Bro, I'm just trying to legitimize this thing.
You're doing it all.
Get it together, yeah.
No, for sure. Any words of wisdom out there, man, to any up-and-coming entrepreneurs or any youngsters, man, that's tap dancing or playing around with jumping in the streets? So I guess it's like a 2-part question, you know.
Stay consistent and make up your mind. This ain't nothing that you could jump into the streets. It's not as easy as they making it seem. It ain't nothing you could jump into and be halfway in or halfway out. Because that's the people who end up snitching or dying. You know how they be like the good die young? It's because some people ain't. If you ain't equipped for this ain't for you. Like it's not just nothing you could just jump into and be on, bro. It ain't all it's cracked up to be. Because it can get fucked up. It can get really, really, really fucked up, and we'll see if you really a man or a boy like Kodak. It can get really, really fucked up. You can be at the top of the top of the top of the top, like Kodak knew. And the street shit'll bring you all the way down to the bottom. You feel me? So.
What about any up-and-coming like entrepreneurs on the other side?
You stay consistent.
Oh, so that goes both ways?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the same as the street. Stay consistent. It's the same, really. All this shit is one and the same. I use one hustle. The same one that I would put to the streets is the same one I'm putting to the corporate world. I'm just going to flood it and keep trying to have the best shit.
Oh, for sure.
I'm have the best quality clothes, the best quality dogs, the best quality music, the best visuals. Just stay consistent.
Real talk, man. Now, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for chopping up with AHumbleSoul, dog.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
For sure.